All right, welcome back to class. Today we want to see how the three statements financials are linked together. We want to see how they are related, how the income statement is related to the balance sheet, and the balance sheet is related to the cash flow, and how they are all linked together. So we are going to see that by doing a simple financial projection. We will go through the various assumptions for the projection, the base case, the worst case, and the best case. Then we are going to use it to come up with a live case scenario, which we will finally link to the various financial statements that we have. So let's dive right in. So looking at my screen, I hope you can see my screen. Confirm you can see.
Yes,
Confirm you
can
can
see.
see it. Okay. I'm going to hide this meeting controls. Wow. So we have a scenario or a case scenario here. We have ABC company. It can be any company, and they want to, project their financial statements, see their performance in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So they've given us their historical financial statement for the past 5 years also, right? Most companies want to give you like three historical financial statement performance. No, but if you have five, it's still okay. So we have base case. You can see each of those each of the in each of the financial statement types, like the income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow, having their assumptions, right? But basically, we have the income statement assumptions, balance sheet assumptions. So for the base case, we want to see the various projections. Some of the assumptions come from the historical financial statements, some come from management information. So as an analyst, you can be given information by the management. Let's say the management wants to achieve a certain level of revenue growth. If you don't have that, you can just project from their historical averages. I can just go through their historical financial statement and know how their revenue has been growing over time, how their cost of goods sold is related to the revenue. I mean, the percentage of cost of sales to revenue, the salaries, if they want to increase their salary, what is the percentage of salaries to revenue, salary growth year on year, rent, overhead, their depreciation and amortization. Yeah, so the last time there was a time we discussed about various drivers for each line item of the income statement, of the balance sheet, right? So when you look at depreciation, you know that depreciation is driven by the our property, plant and equipment. That's the long-term assets, right? Um, I mean the fixed assets. So you want to know, or how much are we going to spend in purchasing property, plant, and machinery for the current year, right? So depreciation and amortization here is percentage of PPE opening balance and it's 40% in the forecasted years. So the letter A here in the historicals are actual figures, right? While the F here stands for forecasted, right? So when you click on this, you can see you don't have F appearing here. So of course, I will show you how to go about it in our subsequent classes, right? So just like that, we have balance sheet assumptions. Just like we have the account receivable days, inventory receivable days, account payable days, capital expenditure. That's the amount they want to spend in acquiring long-term assets like property, plant, and equipment for the year. We have debt issuance or repayments. So within the year, they will be paying back debts or issuing more debts, right? If you are issuing more debts, that means that's an inflow, right? Issuing more debts. If you are repaying debts, that's an outflow of cash, right? So if you are issuing more debts, that means more people, you are getting more, debt from maybe companies like loan, like the capital market or other financial institutions like commercial banks, right? We have general inflation. We also have macroeconomic factors. So those are the base case. Then we have the best case and we have the worst case. Then life case is where you now link it to your scenario. Up here, you can see a scenario. So I'm going to teach us how to go about, getting this scenario here, right? Then, yeah, we'll work from there. Then we have the income statement, the balance sheets, and the cash flow statement. Then down here, you can see your workings. If it's a full financial model, this will be appearing in another sheet, depending on what format you choose to use. Some financial models can have everything just in one sheet, so that they can easily link cells to cells, right? But some other financial models can have, these workings or schedules in another sheet, having the assumptions too in another sheet. So those are the various types of way of presenting your financial model. So since we are going to be needing to link these various scenarios to the live scenarios, various assumptions to the live case, right? We want to know which one we'll be using. For example, if I choose base case, the live case here should be showing me base case, the figures in the base case. If I choose best case, the live case scenario should be having figures of the best case. If I come here and I choose worst case, this live case should be showing me the metrics from the worst case, right? That's scenario. That's how to choose different scenarios. So what I'm going to do is show us how to go about getting this scenario and how to link it to the live case scenario. Then we go ahead and link it to our three-statement financial projection. Are you ready? Let me know if you understand what you're about to do and if you are ready.
Let's see how it goes.
So let's see how it goes. Please let me hear from you.
Yes, so ready by the grace of God.
Ah, hey, well, or is it getting too much already? It's like, have you been, are you already overgassed and flabberwhelmed? Mhm.
Anyway, not really, but
I hope your mind is ready for this
yeah,
because
let's see
I,
how it goes because
okay, I'm listening, I'm listening.
I said let's see how it goes because like this is the first time. I've always seen something like this, but it has never made sense. So, but let's see how it goes.
Okay, but I believe we've been doing a whole lot of things to walk up to this stage, right? So, I believe that,
Yes. The drivers, especially.
yeah, then the schedules have been showing us how to build some schedules. Let me see. Don't worry, you are going to love it, right? So I want to override this. What we have here is a data validation, but I want to override it. So I'm going to copy an empty cell, right? Paste it here, Control V. So it's going to override was the you can see. So I just want to show the various scenarios here. God, okay. Hold on, I need lights, 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 lights. Okay. I hope this doesn't overheat. Okay. So guys, see how we go about this. We have different scenarios here, and we want to see how we can be switching these scenarios. So one thing is you want to switch the scenarios, then also you want to see, we'll go ahead and build a dashboard. I'm sure that those of you that have done data analysis, you know how to build a dashboard. You know, you build a dashboard, and when you switch the various scenarios, it will also reflect in your dashboard or your summary because most stakeholders might not be going through all the line items, going through your workings, formulas, and the rest. They just want to have an overview of what you've done. They want to see how is our revenue growing, how is our profit after tax, growing, is it growing, is it dropping? If we increase revenue by 5%, what's going to happen? If we grow, if our, cost of sale decreases or reduce, if you do cost optimization, how is it going to affect our various line items, different things. So this is basically your cover page, right? It's just like telling us about the name of the business, what forecast you're doing, version of your, financial model or financial projection. Now, I've told us the difference between financial model and financial projection, right? You want to have your year. So let's go ahead and see how far we can go before we, you know, schedule the next class. Right. So this is my scenario. Now, there are different ways you can bring your scenarios, right? So what you want to do is you have different scenarios that you have, you know, come up with different assumptions. You can work with your management team or as the financial analyst, you can just go through the various historical figures to come up with these scenarios, right? So we have base case, that's the first one. So you always put your scenarios in the order of your assumptions. You have base case, you have second one, best case, and the last one, worst case. Some projections can have more cases, but these are the basic things. So you can just come to a sheet. Either you create a sheet or you just, you know, come here and put it somewhere by the side, but just maybe just create a sheet. You can just say this is your base case. You can just can say scenarios, right? You can just say So I can just come here and say base case, just the way I want it or the way it is written, best case. Then we have the worst case. Right. So there's something I taught us in there's something I taught us in when we were doing introduction to Excel, right? I showed us this box here that it's called, what can you remind me what this box up here is called? This box here, can you remind me, any of you?
Name box.
Yeah, awesome, awesome, awesome. So
Oh, wow.
if I want to name this, right, I can just select all this and call it my, let's suggest a name for it. I can just say scenario list, right? I like writing in small letters when I want to give a name to, anything. It's just like you are coding, right? You are coding. Can use different ways of coding, but it just helps you remember that, okay, oh, this naming you've done here, you use small letter for each of them. So I want to say this one is my scenario. I want to use underscore list. Scenario list. I press enter. All right, let's go back to it and see. So anytime I select this, does it give me a name? Or meaning it didn't work? Let me see. Let me go to everybody look at what I'm doing. I'm going to formulas. Then there is this section called defined names. I'll see name manager. I want to see all the names I've used so far in this my in this my workbook. Right. So I can see this print area, this list scenarios, this. So I want to delete all this so I can start afresh. Okay, so I want to delete a whole of things. Right, I want to delete this, delete this, delete this, delete this. I want to delete. Okay, right. Yes, so let's go again. Did you see what I did? Let me know if you understood what I did.
Oh,
No, if you do not understand, you can go ahead and ask questions. So when I've selected this list of cells, this number of cells that contain the scenarios you have, can just come here and name it. What do I name it? Scenario underscore list. So I press enter, I out click. So whenever I come here and select again, you can see the name is valid. It's showing scenario list. So what I can do is come here. What I can do is come here and so I said there are different ways you can add your scenario to your financial projection. Right, so what I can do is come to data. I want to use data validation. After using data validation, I can show us another method of adding scenarios to your workbook or worksheet. Right, so one method is using the data validation, and another method is using the combo box, adding a combo box under your developer tab. Right, so if you don't have the developer tab, one way to add your developer tab, I'm going to show you when we get to using the combo box, right? So let's go right into using the data validation. Just go to your data tab or your data menu, right? Then you go to data tools section. your data tools session, and you see this icon called data validation. Just click the drop down icon and you see data validation. Now let me know if you got it up to this extent.
Yep.
Awesome. The first thing we do is to ensure we have the list of the cases that we have in our projection and name it, name the range of cells. So in this case, we have named it as scenario lists. When you type the name, you can just press enter so that the name gets registered. Then come back to your projection. This is where I want to insert. This is where I want to insert my data validation, which will contain all my scenarios. So I'm going to the data tab, come to data tools session, click on data validation. When I select data validation, I'm going to the settings. Let me hide these controls. I'm going to the settings. So under these settings, I want to allow lists. So on the source, because I have named my cell range, I'm going to say equals to scenario lists, scenario underscore lists. Then I press OK. So when I come here, when I come to that cell where I have my data validation, I click the drop down and you can see the various cases: base case, best case, and the worst case. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to color that cell, just add a cell color to it. Let's use any of this color so that it stands out. So we can know that there is a data validation there. You can see one thing about data validation is you don't get to know that there is a data validation on it until you get to that cell. Can you see? That's a disadvantage for us, right? So that's why we have another way to do it, right? So another way to do it. So I'm going to, and data validation is, it can easily be tampered with by another user. Somebody can come here and press something else and scatter it, or maybe override it, cancel. Let me see. Somebody can come here, copy and paste and override it. V. You see, it has overridden our data validation. I can't see it any longer. Right. So another way to do it is to use the combo box under our developer tab. Now, okay, so I'm sure if you open it, if you've not added it before, it doesn't come with your Excel with and if you can't see it, you can just come to this options under your file menu options. Let me see. How do we get it? How do we get it?
Add-ins.
Add-ins. Are you sure?
Add-ins.
No, I'm not sure it's add-ins. Let's go to customize ribbon. Customize ribbon. So when you go to customize ribbon, you come to main tabs, right? Main tabs. So if you can check and uncheck. Let me see. You go to that one you said, go to that ribbons, whether you'll be able to add it. Let me see if this one is not here. I'm going to deactivate this. I can hear myself echoing. So let me deactivate this. Let me see how we're going to add it afresh. You can see it has disappeared from my ribbons. All right, so let's go right ahead and add it afresh. Come to options. Right. Right. So what else? Advanced, right? Or customize ribbons. Let's go to customize ribbons. Can I see my developer? You can see developer is not checked here. I'll have to check it. I have to check it. check it and say, okay. So you can see my developer tab has come back. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can
Yes.
do the same for your Excel. So when I come to my developer tab, this is my home tab, this is my developer tab, or my developer ribbon. I see under this controls session, I see this form controls or ActiveX controls, but let's use the form controls. We have the combo box, combo box. So I'm going to select combo box, right? And now when I come to my when I come to my workspace, you see this my cursor has changed to a very tiny plus sign. Can you see it? Let me see. It has changed to a tiny plus sign. So it's expecting me to draw the combo box. So I'm going to draw it across this cell here. Right, I'm going to draw it here and leave it. So you can see, for me to format it to tell it what to do for me, I'm going to right click and click on Format Controls. So it asks me what is the input range. That's the range of cells. Those
Move
cells
that thing in your mouth.
I've named. Right, then it's going to ask me what is the cell link. The cell link is where it will be switching between 1, 2, 3, depending on the number of scenarios I have created. So I'm going to name a cell. Like we love naming our cells. So I'm going to close this and move this. I want this cell to be the cell where we'll be, to be switching to numbers, right? So I'm going to name this cell. I can name it scenario switch, scenario underscore switch. That's my switch cell, right? Scenario switch. I'm going to press enter. So I'm coming back. I'll right click on this combo box and go to that format control. So input range will be that my scenario list, our scenario list. Now let's see if we are spelling it correctly. Scenario list. You have to be careful. Then our cell link. I use my tab key to enter the next, or you can just select that space. My cell link is that one I've named. I've named it scenario switch. Scenario underscore switch. So it's asking me drop down lines. If you have plenty scenarios, you can just increase this, but 8 is okay for us. I press OK. Now, when you you click out, come back here, select, you see base case, you can see it's working. You can see that our cell link here. I can put a color to it. It's showing 1, base case is 1, best case is 2, worst case is 3, just like that. Now, because we don't want our users to tamper with this, I can just right click on this thing again. So I can I can just move it and use it to cover it. You can see. You can see when you are clicking out here, you can still see that there is a box here for you to select options, right? Unlike the data validation. Do you understand that? Now, assuming we have our data validation here, let's say data here, under data to session, insert data validation, and here you can see I'm adding my data validation, this cell here, select lists, and the list we want is that our equals to scenario lists. Okay. So you can see if I click outside that cell, you don't know if there's a data validation tab there until you get to that cell. You can see the disadvantage of data validation as compared to our combo box here. Is that clear enough? So now how does this affect our whole computation? Let's see how we can apply it to this whole projection. Now, remember we have our base case, we have our best case, we have our worst case. Then we have our life case. Life case is just like we want to tell which case we're actually working on. What is going on? Okay. Control S, save this. Okay, so now can you suggest how can we bring in any of this? For example, if we are on revenue, we want the revenue figure to show exactly the base case, right? All the items here to reflect the base case, right? Because we are currently on base case. When we select best case, we want all the line items here, all the assumptions on our life case scenario to be about the best case, right? And when we change to worst case, we want all the line items here or the assumption to show the worst case. Do you have any suggestion, my data analyst guru?
Anyway,
Okay.
like I'm confused. That logical I'm trying to understand what we want to do first. It's not
Okay,
really
but
that clear.
have you,
That's why I'm
it's not really that clear, really. Okay, so
like,
again, what we want to do
mm,
is look at all this, right? Look at like this base case. Can you
mm,
see this base case?
mm, mm,
We have
mm,
assumptions. We have imputed all these assumptions by ourselves, right? But what for this base
mm,
case, right? Okay, so I'm going to do this. This is another thing you need to know how to
mm.
do it on Excel. So I'm going to let me see. So I'm going to let me reduce this. Let me reduce this. I'm going to reduce this so we have more space.
Give me that cane that is there. Not the one, please.
Okay, so look at what I'm going to do, right? I want to keep some rows constant, some rows and columns constant so they don't move. You do that by using let's go to view, freeze pane. I'm going to unfreeze all we have frozen before, and I'm doing it again, freeze pane. So it's going to freeze the row and the column, right?
Mm,
So a
mm,
shortcut way is to use Alt WFF, right? So if I put my active cell on where I want to freeze, right? Is the active cell is here. I want this column up here to freeze and this row to freeze, this row here to freeze and this column here to freeze. So I'm going to just press Alt W, F and F, see F here, F, and another F. Do you understand? So that's a shortcut. So that's how to freeze. So that when I'm scrolling, I keep some part of the worksheets constant, right? So look at this. All these one are for my base case, right? Then the following is for my best case. So I'm taking my time because you are new to this, right? Yeah, so this is my worst case. This is my worst case, all the assumptions under my worst case, right? So the life case now is the case or the scenario or the set of assumption I'm currently using for my model, right? So I want to bring any of those. So I'm looking for a formula that whenever I change from this best case to best case or just change any of the cases, that the items on this my life case will change to that case I've selected. Do you understand? Is that clear enough?
yeah, I think so.
It needs to be clear. So
Like
you need
when
to
you
know what,
change,
when I change to
mm,
base case, all
yeah.
the assumptions that will be showing here, all the
Mm,
assumptions that will be showing here will be the assumptions on the base case. Can you see my base case now? All these assumptions. Do you understand? They will come and
okay.
pour in here.
Okay, just basically when you switch the option, exactly what it
Yes.
says will replicate
On
down
the
there.
life case, yes. So and it
Is is
is what?
is it use absolute referencing or ifs? Either absolute referencing or
Okay.
ifs.
Okay. Okay. So there is this function called choose function. You can use different function. You can use what's it called now?
I can hear you. Okay.
Yeah, you can use different types of formula. You can use index and match. You can use lookup function. You can use choose function. So, but choose function for me looks easy. We can try out any of the other functions any other time. So my index number will be, remember there is this cell that is being hidden under this combo box, right? Remember that cell where we have our switch scenario, our scenario switch. Do you remember that? So that's where we'll be choosing from. Then the value one, value two, value three, just like that. So what I'm going to do is, since all these assumptions are having the same line items, my value one will be revenue, right? Revenue for the base case. I'll put comma. My revenue for the best case, I select it, comma. My revenue for the worst case, select it. Then I'll enter and see how it works for me. Now let's see. Does it work? Is it working? So I'm going to
So
drag it.
switch for
Yeah, I'm going to drag it. Okay, let's switch first before we drag,
switch
right?
before dragging.
Awesome, awesome. You are following. So let's see if I choose another case, best case, right? Let's see. So what is the revenue for best case? What's the revenue assumption for best case? 8%, right?
8%.
Let's go to our live. Wow. Let's go to best case, live case. 8%, right?
Yeah.
Let's choose worst case. 4%. Let's go to our worst case. Is it 4%?
Yeah.
Right, it's working for us. Let's now
So the choose
control.
function.
Yeah, let's copy it down and see. Let's copy it down to this control D. Is it working? Is it working? Now let's see. Our cost of sales, 40%. This one, what is this one? Okay, salaries and benefits is not in percentage, so we'll just reformat it and put it in the right formats. It's just normal number formatting, right? Just number formatting, right? So what else? Let's check this one. This one is percentages, is okay. Rent overhead is just normal number. Let's look at it here. You can see the rent, right? Rent, normal numbers. You guys, so let's change the formatting. Is not in percentage. Let's put general, let's put this. Right. Then what else? This one is in depreciation, is okay. This is okay. Okay. Demand. Then this line item, there's nothing there. It's just the balance sheet, right? So let's delete it. What about this? Account receivable is not,
Days.
it's not
Not in
showing,
percentage.
yeah, not percentage, right? So there's not days.
Inventory days. Account payable
Let's
days.
choose numbers, right? Even this too,
Mm.
right?
And the account payable.
Okay, and the capital expenditure. So we're just going to, yeah, we just click that thing and it changed. Just this sign here, comma style. What else? What else? Okay, debt issuance and repayments. No debt was issued or repaid for that worst case scenario. Let's see, best case. Okay, something was issued. Let's see, it's not percentage. It should be, it's not percentage. It's just normal numbers. What about that's equity? Equity is in percentage. Let's check here. Of course, it's going to be in percentage, right? So let's check equity here. Sorry, come back to this. This is equity issued. So let's put this Separator, general inflation. Inflation is in percentage. Macroeconomics, I think is in, let's put this. Okay, so we are good. So I'm going to save this. And now we are going to link one line item first, then we'll come back to continue the class. So you see how it works. So what we've done so far is, learning how to use the scenarios and making sure we implement it on our life case scenario. So we've gone through the various assumptions and see how when we switch the scenarios, is our life case scenario actually changes. You can see different line items or parameters or assumptions changing as we switch the scenarios. Right. Let's see. Base case again. Can see our capital expenditure is changing through the years. Right. Worst case, you can see different cases. Right. So we are on base case now. So what we are going to do is to see how we're going to link it to our income statement. So we want to work on our income statement right now. Let me see how many more minutes do we have for class. How many more minutes do we have from your end?
4 minutes,
Oh, okay.
like 4:40.
Okay. So let me know. Do you have questions concerning what we've done so far?
That combust box thing wasn't
Combo
really clear.
box? You mean combo box, right?
Co- Combo box, yeah.
Yeah. What's the question regarding that?
Yeah. Like I didn't really get it. What's the use?
What's the use for? Yeah, do you understand?
Yes.
So it's
Like
basically used to present all our scenario list in one place so that we can easily switch. So, and combo box is important because it's it's visible, right? Unlike our data validation. Can you see my data validation tab here or cell?
yes. Okay.
You
Combo
see,
box is showing.
yeah, it's showing
Okay.
my user, the user of my financial model will be able to see that there's a box, so they will not override it. Because
Mm,
basically, and another advantage of combo box is you can copy it, right click, copy, and you can even paste
mm,
it on your other cell and it will be working. So I'm going to paste
okay.
it here. I'm going to Control V. So you can see it's really
Mm,
working.